Hi everyone, and welcome to my tutorial of zquest 2.5. I've noticed on YouTube that there is not a version of 2.5 tutorial, and it can be a bit tricky at sometimes, so I thought I would make one. In this video I'm only going to cover the basics, so if you're expecting something a bit more in depth, then I would recommend going to find another tutorial, because again I'm only going to go over the basics of 2.5. If you don't know what zquest is, you can make classic NES Zelda games with it. Um, and you will start off with the basic NES tile set. So yeah, it's really neat, and you can do a lot of cool things with it. But I'm going to get started with how to make your own quest. Go to Quest up here, this tab, and we're going to want to start with DMaps. Press the first one and name it what you want. I'm going to call it Overworld since this D map indeed is the Overworld. Going to want to for the continue. This is where you want you want to put the screen of where you want your character to start when they die. And I'm going to start mine on screen 77, so I'll just put 77 and check off continue here. For appearance, this is just the appearance. If you're going to do a dungeon, make sure that you change the appearance to whatever level you want the dungeon to look like. You can also have the DMAP title, and I'll name it Hyrule, because I guess that's what it is. You can also have an intro, but I'm not going to put in an intro. An intro is just a short message string that'll appear when you start on that DMAP. Music. You can upload your own MIDIs and use your own songs or whatever, but the ones that they start you off with are Overworld Dungeon Level 9, but I don't really like how those sound. But what they do have is Zelda NSF, and every Zelda Classic version 2.5 should have Zelda NSF on it, and it's basically just the original music from the original game, and the Overworld music is 3, so let's just put in 3. Now, next, maps. I have not played around much with maps, so I don't think I'm going to cover those. You'll still be able to see the map if you press space and whatnot. Let's see, flags. Flags are really important. Make sure you check off use caves instead of item sellers, and special rooms and guys appear in caves only. I was confused with that when I started with my quests. You can check off whatever you want for your quest. Some are pretty handy, and so I think that's good for a DMAP. So let's press done. Now, also, if you go under quest, you have rules, and these are just rules for your quest. And 2.5 they split it into these. So for animations, it's really just how things are animated with your quest and your rules. So just check off whatever you want. If you chose the original NES, then almost none of them will be checked off, and it'll be exactly like the original game, the first one made. So yeah, just check off whatever you want. There's also things about items, enemies, NES fixes, and others. And in the other tabs, you can see there's things about. Let's see. I think I'm going to check off the messages can be sped up with the A button, so you don't have to sit there and go like because that's just really annoying. And then sometimes special guys create a puff. I don't really like that, so I'm gonna check that too. It's really up to you, your preference about these. So those are the rules I'm going to set. You are going to have to get used to saving your quest, because this process has a lot of trial and error, and every time you want to trial, you have to save your quest. So let's name it tutorial. Okay. Another thing you want to go over is if under quest you have header, and in header there's the quest version, which I'm going to put as 1.0 for the minimum version, the quest version. I actually really don't know what those do a lot, but I don't really think that's important in a basic tutorial. You can title your quest. I'm going to name it tutorial, and author fishy. And okay, So now when you or someone else opens the quest, it'll say the author's name and the title name. So let's just save that. Now it's time to get started with actually making the quest. Now, if you noticed, I said earlier I am going to start on screen 77. You can use the arrow keys to navigate around the map down here. And then you can see screen right here. These are the screen numbers. It does not go in the negatives, and it goes all the way to the 7 and the letter F. So you see right here, I'll go 9 to A. But let's go to screen 77. And this is where I'm going to start my quest. Now, I am going to select this beige dirt kind of color. And you can kind of just like click in the tiles or drag it. But a nifty feature that you can use for a shortcut is if you right click the black and press replace all, and that'll just fill up the whole screen with the beige. Very useful. Now, also what I'm going to do is I'm going to set in this mountain. And with the mountain, I'm going to make it shaped sort of like this so that Link does not have access to going down, left, or right. He wouldn't be able to go down anyways. But so let's just fill these in. And then we're going to make it look not all squarey. So use these kind of rounder things to round the edges, I guess. Make it look better. It's not that important. Let's see. Let's just put one right there and we're good. Okay. So now we have, so now we want to determine where Link appears. You have the arrival square and you have the warp return. There is a rule under quest, and it says, I think it's under combos. And right here it says use warp return points only. If that's checked off, which it is, then it kind of makes the arrival square obsolete and worthless. So I never really use the this square. So we're going to put Link where we want. We're going to put Link right. Oops. We're going to want to tap this and then put Link right over here with the warp return A. And then this is where Link is going to appear on the screen. So if we were to start the game now, Link would appear on the screen, and if he goes up, there would just be a black screen. So now we're going to let Link get the sword. So let's just make this little tree thing so that he can walk in and get the sword. So let's set this up. Oh, no. If you make a mistake with a tile, you can always press the U key and it'll go back one. It's pretty nifty. So then throw it down, make it a tree, and then use cave, walk down A. You can have up to 4 entrances for tile warps, but I've never really had an experience where I've used all 4 of them. So now, if you go down this cave, it'll bring him to another screen, but the game doesn't know what screen. So we are going to set that now. You see tile warp A, cave item seller. We're going to want to press screen, and then find tile warp. When we press that, this box should appear, and you should be under tab A. Now when you're under tab A, we're going to want type, cave item seller. There's other things you can do, but we'll get to that later. Just keep it cave item seller, and then keep it the same DMAP. Now make it screen 80. As you can see here, screen 80 down here is one of the caves, and it's already filled in for you. So that's pretty useful. And it's just a basic NES cave that you'll find in the Zelda NES game. So let's just press OK. And so now when he walks down there, he will appear in that cave, which is right here. So Link will just walk in that cave, and there won't be anything there, but we want him to get the sword. But first, let's see, our goal for this is we're going to want to have the old man, a bay in there, saying a string telling Link to defeat monsters with the sword and save Zelda. And then we're going to want, obviously, the sword that he can get. So first we're going to start with the old man, or Abe. So go and scroll to guy. Now we're going to want to choose Abe. Now why do we choose Abe on this screen and not screen 80? Because screen 80 is like a universal screen, and you can use it for almost any other screen, so you can always just bring it to screen 80 and then put all the stuff on the screen that brings you to screen 80. You'll know what I mean when I go later in the quest if you don't understand. So now if you go in the cave, Abe will be there. The sword won't be there and he won't be saying anything. Now next we want there to be text. It says string is none. So now we're going to want to put a string, or basically just a text strand. So go to quest and then go to strings. Now we're going to make our own string. We're going to want to have it be the first part we're going to want to be like link, take this wooden, let's see, center it, sword, and travel around Hyrule. Oh, you see how it goes to the third line there? We don't want that to happen, because, I mean, it'll still appear, but it'll go through the guy, and it just doesn't look good. So for now, we're just going to want to have that, and press OK. But that's not all we want him to say. So we are going to want to make a new string, and let's see. Let's continue off from where we left. Hyrule and save Zelda. And exclamation point. So we're going to want that to be okay. Now these we need to hook together. So we're going to want to go to the first one, and then press next string. Hyrule. Take this one sword and travel around Hyrule and save Zelda. So that if it's that, both of them will appear one after the other. So we're going to want to press OK. And then it'll show this arrow that this leads to that. And then we're going to want to press done. Go to screen, message string, and put in 1. So now if we walk in there, there'll be a bay saying that, but we're missing the most vital part of the cave, the sword. So we're going to want to go to screen, and down here it says room type. Now in the original Zelda game, there's more than one room. There's shops, there's rooms where you get items, there's a gambling game, there's a heart container potion, there's a bunch. But we're going to want to go to the special item room. Now that will make this appear and says special item is rupee 1. And that means that when you walk in there, the item will be 1 rupee. We're going to want to go back to screen, then right under room type will be special item. So we're going to want the special item to be the sword. So just press S and it'll bring you to the first thing of S. Just go down a little bit more and you'll see sword 1. So let's just put in the wooden sword and save, because you don't want this to stop and I'll lose all my progress, which is bad. And then now when he walks in the cave, Link will be met by Abe, and Abe will say, take the sword, go save Hyrule, and the one sword will be there for him to take. And when he walks out of the cave, he will appear at the blue square. Now let's spice the screen up a bit. So use these trees. Let's just put in some trees. Done. Then, but that's not symmetrical, but doesn't matter. And then those will be our trees. No. Those will be our trees. And then we'll also have Armos Knights. And Armos Knights are statues that if you touch, they will instantly come to life and will start running around and will do damage to you if you get touched by one. So, now that we place the Armos Knights here, you'll notice that a new thing down here has appeared that says under combo is combo 0, which means combo 0 here is a black thing. So, basically, if we move the Armos Knight, a giant black square will appear there, and we don't want that. So go to screen, and now press under combo, and press new, and then make it this beige square. Now that it's this beige square, when you move the Armos Knight, there'll still be that under combo. Let's see. Another thing to show you is using the plus and minus key. You can change the C set, so you can have all these different colors. So let's say we want the Armos to be this color, so that now they look like that. And we also want a tree. which if you want a tree, another shortcut you could use is press the right key, go to draw block, and then go to 2 by 2, and then it will make the 2 by 2. So that'd be right here, this one, and this one. Let's move the arrival square over a bit because I don't know, I feel a bit OCD. But now we have a this color. We have a brown colored tree. We have a green tree stump. Brown Armos Knights. Everything seems pretty good. If he walks in, he'll get the sword, and then he'll appear right here. This is what I think I'm done with part 1. So we are going to want to save this. And now it's time for the testing. For testing, we're going to want to bring up Zelda Classic. So I will bring this right here, press enter, and now I'm going to lower this sound a bit because it's pretty loud. So there, and now press OK. Press enter, go all the way and press register new name. Let's name this tutorial, and then press enter. Now if you just press enter again, then it'll bring you to the normal Zelda game. But if you press A, and then A again, it'll bring you to custom quest. Now find the quest that you just made, or for me it would be tutorial. Press browse. I think it's on my desktop. So go to desktop, Zelda Classic, scroll down in tutorial. Okay, so now it should bring us, when we press enter, to our little screen that we made. And everything is going to plan and everything's good. And so now you can walk in here, and then obey says Link, take this one sword and travel around, press your A button, Hyrule, and save Zelda, and then take the sword. Now walk out the door, and that he'll appear in the blue spot. Now if we move an Armos Knight, then it's beige. So everything's pretty good, and the music's going well. So that's all I'm going to go over for my first part of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it, and I will post more.